Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we're talking vitamin C serums. There are a baffling array of different forms of vitamin C for you to choose when it comes to products for your skincare routine. I think this is best demonstrated when The Ordinary actually sent me their entire vitamin C collection the other day, something that they're promoting quite heavily. I took a look at it and thought, how, as consumers, are we supposed to navigate our way through all these various different forms of vitamin C and know which is the right one for our individual skin's needs? Well, hopefully, that's where this video will come in useful. I'm going to break apart some of the most common forms of vitamin C, the pros, the cons, and everything in between to help you make the right decision when it comes to your own skin. So sit back, relax, and let's start choosing the right vitamin C. Now, before we get into this video, I would love to know what your own vitamin C preference is, the form that you go for, and any product recommendations that you have. So sound off in the comments section below and let me know. Whilst you're down there, if you want to support me and the channel, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and a like. The more likes the video gets, the more widely YouTube will distribute it on its platform. So it's just a wonderful way of helping to support me and the channel. Now, we're not just exclusive to YouTube anymore. We now have a TikTok channel. Honestly, I'm having so much fun over on TikTok. And if you want to join and follow us there, it would be much appreciated. The handle is @MadAboutSkin, and I'll leave a link to it in the description box too. My heart will always be with YouTube, but I think, TikTok does deliver some short forms, like straight to the point skincare content, just that little bit better. So I'm going to be mixing and matching things for both various different sources. But in true Mad About Skin style, let's cut that waffle and delve straight on in. And I'm going to start with pure form or active vitamin C, also known as ascorbic or L-ascorbic acid. I often get asked, is there a difference between ascorbic and L-ascorbic acid? No, it kind of delivers the exact same benefits. For the purpose of this video, we'll just treat them exactly the same. So this is the active form of vitamin C. It gets to work the second you apply it to the skin. This has a lot of benefits. Let's start with the pros first. So if you reach for an ascorbic or an L-ascorbic acid product, you're going to get relatively quick results. Like all vitamin C's, it will brighten the complexion, bring our glow game on point. It'll help break apart excess pigment to fight hyperpigmentation, dark spots and discoloration, and unlike some other derivative forms of vitamin C, it's also a powerful and proven antioxidant. There are quite a few studies to show that if used consistently in your skincare routine, ascorbic and L-ascorbic acid can also boost the levels of collagen production in the skin, which will have some great anti-aging benefits, minimizing the fine lines and the wrinkles. It is a true holy grail ingredient, but there are a couple of things that you need to be aware. It's super fast acting, but because it's a direct form of vitamin C, it gets to work the second it's applied to the skin. It can be one of the most irritating forms. If you've got a very sensitive skin type, ascorbic and L-ascorbic acid just might not be for you. Also, if your skin can tolerate high concentrations of other actives, you also might struggle with this form of vitamin C. This is something I personally experience. I can't use ascorbic acid every single day without it triggering redness, peeling and irritation, yet I can use high potency retinoids without an issue. It's all about treating, listen to what your skin says and treating it as an individual. Patch test all the products first, but don't be concerned if you can't reach for an ascorbic or L-ascorbic acid and tolerate it well. There are some other options that I'm going to come on to later in the video. Another drawback is also its stability. So vitamin C is inherently unstable. It likes to grab onto oxygen and oxidize, which just means it's not going to be effective on the skin. Oxidized vitamin C isn't dangerous for the skin, but you're not going to be getting the benefits that I just outlined. This oxidization happens pretty quickly. There are a couple of things that you can do to delay this oxidation and extend the lifespan of your pure form ascorbic or L-ascorbic acid. You can look out for an airtight pump in terms of the packaging of the product. That'll minimize the contact with oxygen and minimize the risk of oxidation. Also, look for something that's in an opaque, brownie colored glass, because again, that'll minimize the UV exposure, which again can trigger that oxidation. Look for products that are manufactured relatively frequently and super fresh, because you don't want your product gathering dust and oxidizing on a warehouse shelf. You want it made relatively fresh just for you, and a lot of brands are now doing that to kind of get around the short shelf life of ascorbic and L-ascorbic acid. When it comes to concentrations, stick to something in the 8% or lower if you've got a very sensitive skin type. If you've got a more resilient skin type, reach for something between 8 and 20%. A lot of products formulate in excess of that 20%, but in my experience, you don't get any additional value, but you do get additional side effects. So for me, I cap it off at 20%, which is something that a lot of brands have started to do. When it comes to ascorbic and L-ascorbic acid, I've got a lot of favorites. I like the Timeless Vitamin C. I love the Geek and Gorgeous C Glow Serum. I captured all my favorites in a recent video, which I'll link up there. In terms of The Ordinary, you've you've kind of got 3 products to choose from. Well, 4, but I'm discounting the powders. Too faffy, just not worth going there. I love the Ascorbic Acid 8% plus Alpha Arbutin 2%. Super gentle, great for a sensitive skin type, and the Alpha Arbutin will just dial up the rate of brightening and the speed at which this product delivers. It's in a stabilised formulation, so it'll extend the lifespan, and it's got some UV protective packaging too, which I love. You also have 2 other options with the Ordinary. You've got the Vitamin C suspension 23% in hyaluronic acid, and you've got the Vitamin C suspension 30% in silicone. Not the biggest fan of either of these. I think the hyaluronic acid is just a little bit too strong for most skin types, though actually it is quite hydrating. One of the side effects of ascorbic and L-ascorbic acid is it can dry out the skin. This is designed and formulated to kind of counteract that, which is a nice bonus. I think the vitamin C in silicone is way too much. It doesn't layer that well because of that silicone base, and I think, I'd opt for the one in hyaluronic acid over the one in silicone any day. There are so many different ascorbic and L-ascorbic acid out there. Choose one that has the right packaging, that airtight pump, or that UV protective coating. Make sure that you're going for one that's super fresh, like that C Glow Serum. And remember, you don't have to go for the highest concentration to get great outcomes. That 8% ascorbic acid with alpha arbutin will give very similar outcomes to their 23%, with minimum risk of side effects and irritation. Now, there is one other active or pure form of vitamin C that I want to call out, and that's ethylated ascorbic acid. So this, like the ascorbic and L-ascorbic acid I've just talked about, gets to work the second it hits the skin. No conversion required, super quick acting, which means you get very similar outcomes as what you'll get with ascorbic and L-ascorbic acid, but the beauty of the ethylated nature of this is that it has a longer shelf life. It's stabilised, so it won't oxidize the way that pure form ascorbic and L-ascorbic acid will, and I'm all about that. I hate to try and rush to get through a serum because I'm worried that it'll spoil before I get the maximum benefits from it. You kind of don't need to worry about that with ethylated ascorbic acid. This is a form of vitamin C you're going to be seeing a whole lot more of because lots of brands are sticking with their pure form option but ethylating it in order to get that extra lifespan and longevity. In terms of the Ordinary, their ethylated ascorbic acid 15% is a really, really nice strength and concentration. I said that the 23% and the 30% was just too strong. I think this is a really nice concentration that'll suit just about all skin types, bar the most sensitive. It's in a really nice hydrating base and it is super, super stable. If you want to extend the lifespan of it even further, keep this, as I would all your vitamin C's, in the fridge, because again, that slows down the oxidation. But you get roughly double the shelf life of this product versus the unethylated versions of it, and for me that's a huge benefit. You don't need to sacrifice any of the benefits, but you get less risk of waste and longer lifespan of the product. Kind of what's not to love. Another couple of my favourites when it comes to ethylated ascorbic acid are the Hylamide C Serum. This has been discontinued, but if you've got access to a TK or a TJ Maxx, this is actually half price at the moment, as it is in all the Decium stores. This has a 25% concentration of ethylated ascorbic acid, super stable, but it's a slightly higher concentration than the one from the Ordinary. If you want to take it super high potency, reach for the Elan by Neod. This is the ethylated ascorbic acid network in a 30% concentration. However, there's a lot of clever trickery and formulation going on in this product, which means that whilst you're getting the benefits of a 30% ascorbic acid, you're actually not getting the equivalent side effects. They've used a lot of calming and soothing technologies alongside encapsulation to kind of minimize the risk of any sensitivity and irritation, and this is a really nice product if you're super impatient and you want those real quick wins. I think ethylated ascorbic acid is kind of the way forward, and whether you reach for the one by the Ordinary or you go Hylamide, Neod, or any other of the great options on the market, it just means that you get longer time to use the product before it starts to oxidize. Now, we've got a couple of vitamin C derivatives. There's actually hundreds of different vitamin C derivatives, but I've chosen what I think are the most commonly seen in terms of vitamin C serums. Let's start with this. This is ascorbyl tetraisopalmitate. In this case, it's in a solution of 20% in vitamin F. With the Ordinary, I like that vitamin F because it's an additional antioxidant. So, ascorbyl tetraisopalmitate, studies have shown, does have a great brightening impact on the skin. It's also going to help break apart some of that excess pigment, but because it's a vitamin C derivative, it has to be converted in the skin before it starts its work. This delayed response means you don't get that burst of vitamin C that can trigger redness, peeling, sensitivity and irritation. So if you're struggling to tolerate pure form ascorbic and L-ascorbic acid, then maybe switch to a derivative. I think the pros of this are less irritation, redness and side effects, and you get some great bright brightness and glow up enhancing results in the long term. You have to have a little bit of patience, but it definitely delivers. As a vitamin C derivative, like I say, it will also help tackle hyperpigmentation, dark spots and discoloration because it's got a proven ability to break apart and suppress excess pigment production. The one drawback with this specific vitamin C derivative is it hasn't got any proven antioxidant abilities. So ascorbic, L-ascorbic and ethylated ascorbic acid all delivers protection against free radicals, things like blue light, particulate matter, UV wavelengths of light, pollution, things that hit the skin, stress it out and can degrade collagen and age the skin. You get great antioxidant benefits from pure form vitamin C's, but the jury's out there as to how potent antioxidants vitamin C derivatives really are. That's because they have to go through a delayed conversion in the skin. So I would always look for a vitamin C derivative that actually has some added antioxidants within it. In this case, vitamin F, which makes this a great option. And I think of all the vitamin C derivatives, I do really praise and enjoy the benefits that you get from ascorbyl tetraisopalmitate. Another fantastic vitamin C derivative that you see in a lot of products is ascorbyl glucoside. The ordinary one is a 12% concentration, which is relatively high for vitamin C derivatives, and I enjoy that because it'll kind of speed up the results that you're going to see. So like with ascorbyl tetraisopalmitate, it doesn't actually have any proven antioxidant benefits, so bear that in mind, and I'm a bit disappointed that this product isn't actually formulated with some antioxidants alongside it. However, ascorbyl glucoside is one of the most effective vitamin C derivatives when it comes to brightening the skin and tackling hyperpigmentation, dark spots and discoloration. So if they're your primary skin concerns, reach for ascorbyl glucoside as your vitamin C derivative of choice because it'll give you the quickest results. I love ascorbyl glucoside so much that when it came to formulating my own serum, which is this, the Mad About Skin Got You Covered Super Serum, of course I formulated with that specific vitamin C derivative. Because it doesn't have proven antioxidant benefits, I paired this with coenzyme Q10, which is my favorite antioxidants, to kind of make sure that the skin is protected all day long and you get that brightness and hyperpigmentation benefits from that ascorbyl glucoside. When it comes to vitamin C derivatives, I think they're great for people that want to take a gentle approach to skincare. If you've got a lot of redness, sensitivity in the skin, reach for a vitamin C derivative because it'll take the risk of any side effects way down. So in summary, I would reach for an ascorbic or L-ascorbic acid if you're super impatient and you want those quick wins. You want to get to grips with your hyperpigmentation, dark spots, discoloration and get your glow up in a super short space of time. It will trigger some potential side effects, redness, peeling and irritation, so be mindful of that and choose a concentration that matches your individual level of sensitivity. I think that ethylated ascorbic acid has a very bright future. It's a great option for people that don't get through serums that quickly, that want a product that's going to have a longer shelf life without that risk of oxidation. I think that's where ethylated ascorbic acid really comes into its own. It's one of my absolutely favourite versions of vitamin C. I think for everybody that doesn't mind having a little bit of patience, investing now for those long-term benefits, vitamin C derivatives are where it's at. They're much more gentle, they don't oxidize the way that pure form vitamin C does, and they're much easier to incorporate in a skincare routine. I would reach for ascorbyl glucoside if your primary concerns is hyperpigmentation and discoloration. You want that instant glow up, it can be a really great derivative. If you're in it for just the overall benefits of vitamin C, then ascorbyl tetraisopalmitate can be a wonderful option. But with either of these, make sure you pair them or choose a product that's already paired with an antioxidant just to cover all bases. Hopefully this video has demystified vitamin C for you, and sound off in the comment section below if you have any other questions. Wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye!